Alright guys, we have made it to PRI. This is like the biggest performance racing conference thing that there is. There's all different kinds of stuff. You're gonna see all kinds of billet stuff and all kinds of stuff like that. There's a Cage Kits booth. We talked to them yesterday, so maybe getting on board with them would be pretty cool. And then, say what? I got two. This is the Taycan booth, and they have these guys right here, which are really nice. They're for fab stuff. Our buddy Joe has something to do with those. They're pretty cool. But Taycan also owns Stainless Bros, so they do all a lot of stainless stuff, as well as titanium. But they make all kinds of titanium bits. Probably one of the best titanium stuff that you can buy. There's another one is Billet Collectors. This is a divided one.
I say
Super
January,
cool.
like we're not gonna be in Florida in like 2 weeks.
Okay, over here at the HPT turbochargers booth, there's a few cool things, but the one cool thing that I really like is our buddy Farrell has this Honda Civic over here. So this is a EK Civic. You guys probably seen it on the channel. I filmed it at Honda Day and stuff like that, but it's a K-Series car. Best time is 740, which is going to improve on a ton at 206, which makes it the fastest mile an hour K-Series car. He's got one of the HPT turbos in there, billet manifold, stuff like that. This car is really cool, but the main cool part is the turbo that they have here, which everyone's standing by, but I'll get over there here in a second. Dang, perfect timing. So this is the new turbo that they just came out with, and it's a dual inlet for the turbo. So if you have a V8 set up, imagine this sitting in a V8 LS sitting there. This bank would come off into here, and then this bank would come off into here. And so you don't have to make a Y pipe or anything like that. It's like actually pretty incredible. I think this one like product of the year here or something like that. It's actually like insane. Their turbos are incredible. All right, so we stumbled upon Farrell here at PRI, and he's here with his Honda Civic. You want to tell us a little bit about this thing?
It's a 97 Honda Civic, all-wheel drive. Currently holds the mile-an-hour record for H pattern. Runs on a K-Series motor, HPT turbo, 85-103. It's a pretty quick car.
And with the mile-an-hour record, do you think you can get it a little bit faster? Or you think?
Yeah, so Abe was just over here talking to Harry, and they were going over. Abe just happened to have his laptop pull the log because we didn't get to pull a log in World Cup, and him and Harry were actually looking at real-time data so they could try to get the car to go faster.
Right.
So.
Right. And this thing, if you guys have never seen it in person, is like perfect to me, at least. It's all like painted engine bay and everything's nice. Everything's carbon. You've had a good weekend?
Yeah, great weekend. PRI is always a great weekend.
I think every time we've walked past you, there's been somebody commenting or looking or something.
Yeah, I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. Thanks for chatting.
Man.
We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Right here we have the Furyk booth. Looks like a lot of people there, but they make a lot of like the welding cups and stuff like that we use. And he's starting to get into a little bit more products, it looks like welding helmets and stuff like that. He's starting to make these, which takes your gloves off like automatically, so you don't have to contaminate stuff. He's starting to make his own gloves and stuff like that. I thought this was a pretty cool booth here. They sell like a bunch of titanium tubing and stuff like that. They got this big blower motor out here. But the cool part is that their truck that they have is it's a full titanium bed rack or ladder rack on it. So not only is it a cool looking truck, it's got the titanium ladder rack, and all the pipes going up there are all titanium too. It's pretty neat.
It's just like gives you a fraction of the destination.
It's pretty cool. Definitely a lot of money in titanium to build that. This is the SSP Weld here, and they had a bunch of cool products, I thought. They have the cups for the MIG torch, which is cool. They got these long ones, and then this is what I was interested in. It's like a ginormous one. So that's pretty cool. They got all different kinds of stuff up here. There was a micro torch up here yesterday. Yeah, the micro torch right here. It's pretty cool. These guys right here by far have probably one of the cleanest builds here. At least one of my favorites. It's a Chevelle with a 2JZ in it. So, and it's done really nice. Everything's all painted in and stuff. The mainline dyno thing booth, they have a R34 in here, big turbo. But the craziest part about this is the Nismo wheels holding down their banners. These cost more than some people's cars, just the two. So this booth has been full all weekend, and I couldn't really figure out why, except we don't do much of diesel stuff, but it's a full billet Cummins in it, and then it has a Ford 9-inch rear in the front, which is pretty rowdy. And then all of the interior floor panels and stuff like that are full carbon and everything like that. And everything is, of course, beautiful on it, all the vibrant stuff. Pretty rowdy truck. So this is the other Taycan booth. This is where they mainly just have like a bunch of cars parked and stuff like that. It's actually in a completely separate hall from the one we were just originally in, but this Super right here has a RB in it, which is really cool. So they pulled the BMW motor out and threw an RB26 in. Pretty wild. This is at the SuperTech booth. This is a very popular truck this year. 3S GTE Toyota engine, 4-cylinder, and the old truck. If I remember right, it's got a crazy rear suspension. Yeah. All the inboard stuff on the back, which is pretty cool. Radium gas tank. Pretty neat. All right, so here we have the Drag Cartel booth, and they're showing off the new billet B Series PPG sequential transmission, and they're also showing off their new billet block. I think it's like one of the new ones.
He's 16.
He's
16.
billet aluminum rods in it.
Just give a badge.
That's cool.
Today. It's quiet.
If you're familiar with our channel, you're probably pretty familiar with Hondata. They brought their new car out here. It's a K20C, so out of the FK Type Rs, swapped EK, and it's got their new flex fuel sensor down there, which is pretty cool. A cool fact about this car, it's got spoon seats, but the gauge cluster, I'll go on the other side, the gauge cluster has the FK Type R gauge cluster in it, which is pretty cool. It's got the spoon wheels, spoon lip. It's pretty neat. So we're here at the Hondata booth with Javier.
Yes,
how you doing?
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir. You want to tell us a little bit about your EK that you guys have here?
Absolutely. We have our 2000 EK here, which Civic Type R engine known as the K20C1 engine. The whole purpose of this vehicle was built so that it's a daily driven vehicle. It'll be a California bar vehicle as well. The whole idea is to offer an ECU solution that you can put this engine in any chassis.
Right.
So,
and was there any challenges doing this? I know JDI helped you guys out. I see you have Hasport mounts in there and stuff like that.
So what took to get this done was Hasport mounts. JDI, they supplied the underdash harness. We used a completely stock Honda harness with a stock ECU with one of our flash throw devices. Yeah, I mean, the challenge thing was making sure the hood closed and there was enough ground clearance.
That is true. I didn't even think about that. The motor does sit up pretty high compared to a B Series or D Series.
So the brackets were the ones that we had to change a bit just to make sure that it fitted just the application that we needed for.
For sure. Something that I noticed yesterday was that I think there's a tubular cross member in there. So is that custom built or?
No, it's I can't remember the name of the company that makes it. It's in Canada. The reason why I went with a tubular subframe is because I was under the impression that the axles were going to have either F8 or FL5 CBs.
Yep.
But dry shot shaft, actually they use DC2, which is smaller diameter.
Right.
So if you look at it, it kind of has a lot more clearance.
Yeah.
So you should be able to use like a EG or DC2 subframe.
Awesome. And then the one thing that I really liked about this that I noticed is it has the not EK cluster in the car. So tell us a little bit about that.
We actually, we had to change it up quite a bit. So we ended up putting a 2020 Civic Type R cluster on it.
Awesome.
So which is out of the engine that it came out of.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, it was a nice chat with you. I hope you have a good event.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Andy. Thank you.
So we were walking by the Toyo booth yesterday and was pretty interested to see this 350Z here. and started noticing, weird stuff like this. I've never seen it before, right? And then weird stuff like this, and then weird stuff like the doors cut, and then like this, and I was like, that's weird. Looked inside, it's a full tube chassis car. Tube chassis 350Z. Must be some kind of like time attack build or something, because it looks like they're moving the firewall back and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So right now there's 2 halls back there. We'll check both of those out, but this is going towards a stadium. So there's technically like 3 halls, well, there's not like a mini one, but we're going to the stadium right now. Down here in the Goodyear hallway going to the stadium, they got like just a bunch of like SCCA cars and stuff like that, but they do have a very cool Honda Fit. So yeah, they have a Honda Fit, which I think I've said it before, is after we get rid of the drift car, I'm probably going to end up building one of these Fits for the Sunday Cup stuff. They're pretty incredible. This one's like bare bones. I'm sure he probably races some type of Sunday Cup stuff. I don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. But the Sunday Cup stuff is basically, it follows grid life. And basically to be competitive, you have to have a Fit. But a lot of those dudes drive the cars like to and from the tracks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Is walking into where the stadium is where they have all the sim racing stuff. Goodyear has their stuff here. And then as you walk out here, it's the actual stadium. So you get to walk like on the field basically for the stadium. They got a bunch of cool cars out here, and then it's all like the Toater homes and trailers and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. While we're out here, there's 2 very cool trucks. This is not a real Cybertruck. The guy built the body and stuff like that. It's not an actual Cybertruck, which is pretty interesting. And then there's this super clean, it's a dually rear axle with like a single cab bed, which I think is amazing. And then it's a pulling truck, but it is super clean. It's got billet, oh no, it's not billet head. But it's got a rather large turbo. Pretty nuts. It's come swapped. So even all the way in the back of the stadium, they still have a bunch of cars. So this truck has been pretty cool. I've been eyeballing this thing all weekend. It's a pretty cool drag truck. It is 4-wheel drive, but as you can see, compared to the other one that had the 9-inch, this is like a whole different everything. It's pretty cool, but it's a billet head, stock block unit, big turbo. And then the back of it is pretty cool because what I noticed is it still has stock frame rails under the cab. It's probably to fit in like a bunch of different classes, so he's not like a full tube chassis class. Just got the whole fiberglass bed sides and all that stuff. Looks like a reinforced stock rear maybe, I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar with these things. But these trucks are pretty cool. I'd really like to go to a diesel event and check these things out one day. Then speaking of diesels, this truck right here is pretty cool. I'm not sure what motor it is. I'm not sure if it's a 6.7 or some kind of Duramax, but it's pretty cool. It's 4-wheel drive radials. Super clean truck. As you can see, everybody's crowded around it. It's pretty nice. I like the polished dimple-dyed shifter holder. Super clean. If you guys know what motor this is, let me know because I have no idea. I want to say it's a 6.7, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them. Nothing on its stock to be able to tell. Out of all the crazy Toaters here, this is probably my favorite one. It's a sport chassis. They brought the black on black, minimal chrome. It's got all the running board lights and stuff like that. Super duper clean. And then even the floor in the back is like boat flooring, so it's all padded. It's really nice. Alright, over here in the sim racing section, they have some road race cars. They've been doing this all weekend. I don't really know what's going on there exactly, but I'd assume it's like pro sim driving stuff. But we were eyeballing this car the other day, and it's really nice. The cage fits super well. Super nice. I think it's like a factory thing because it's got like the number on it and stuff like that. So I want to say it's like a factory GR race car, which is sick. This crazy horse at this booth right here. Got a bunch of pretty wild stuff. I never realized this is a stock block, stock head truck, meaning not billet. I'm 100% sure it's built, but got big Garrett turbo. This is cool. The diesel guys have to do this because they oftentimes blow the head off the truck and it turns into a, like it'll send it into low orbit. But all the vibrant clamps. Looks like yeah, titanium exhaust here, up pipe. Pretty rowdy. There's nitrous stuff in there. Looks like a water intercooler in there maybe. It's pretty neat. I thought it was pretty cool that this truck has a ton of technology in it. I haven't seen this much in diesel racing, but I also don't follow the diesel stuff much. It has the ride height sensors, which is pretty cool. So I'm sure if he's got them in the front, he's got them in the back, taking all kinds of data. So this is at the Exetti booth, is this crazy NB Miata. It has a V6 Camaro motor in it. I think one of the newer ones that are like all aluminum. The craziest thing to me is this wing setup is pretty rowdy. The interior, he did the seat lowering pan and all that stuff, which I'm sure is pretty normal. But this thing's pretty crazy. So these guys have the radial import record, and they decided to build a Pro Mod, and this is it. It's pretty cool. Something interesting that I noticed is the header design. It's like a slip joint, and then it goes into a Y pipe down here, but the wastegate is plugged off, so I guess it's just running as much boost as it physically can. It's pretty cool. I was actually expecting like a lot more titanium and stuff like that on this car, but surprisingly not a lot. Just your normal Pro Mod, but they have got the program figured out already, and they have not made a ton of hits on the thing, which is really cool. These guys definitely know what they're doing. All right, we're here with AJ.
Nice to meet you.
They make these batteries right here. You want to tell us a little bit about them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm AJ from Gold Lithium Batteries. We're in Minnesota. This is our 16 and 12 volt battery. What Andy wanted to actually have me answer a question is that what I told him about is we can actually rebuild these. So if you see, this is actually a catastrophic incident. One of our customers got in a real bad wreck, and this battery didn't light on fire. So our lithium batteries will not light on fire. But if you can see here, there's 5 cells in this battery. So if you ever have an issue, you can send it in, we can load test the battery, and we can determine if a cell is acting up and swap it out for you. So it's a fully maintenanceable battery.
Yep, and then this actually had, he said a tube went directly through. You can see there's like an actual hole down in there.
Yep, yeah, and it was shorting out inside internally, but it didn't catch on fire.
Yep.
That's the main thing.
And these things are pretty light, right?
Yeah,
you know how much it weighs off the top of your head?
This is a 9 pound.
Yep.
And our 12 volt 7 pounds. And we also have this new battery coming out. This is going to be a 10 pound 3800 cold cranking amp 60 amp hour battery. So this thing is basically 3 of these.
Awesome. Love what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, it's a good one.
This is a pretty cool thing in the ProCharger booth is a V10 Chevy LS. So they added an extra cylinder. But it's pretty cool because they actually got like a head cast. It's not billet, so it's a cast block and a cast head. All aluminum, of course, but it being a V10 is definitely not the norm. This is pretty cool. Jay-Z swapped new Supra. But the thing that I found interesting on this is that they kept the stock intake manifold because it's the most responsive for drifting. So you get good mid-range and okay top range, but normally when you put a bigger intake manifold on something, it kills low end, which sometimes, you know, locking up the handbrake, stuff like that, you need the low end power. So I thought that was pretty neat. This car is very cool. And I do like that it is very well used. Won't see that at SEMA. Here at the Magna Fuel booth is this very cool Oldsmobile. Very clean. Like that they did the gray Kirky seat covers. This thing is very neat. So this is pretty cool. It's a full actual carbon wheel.
We're here at the Vibrant Performance booth, and they have a really cool product that we were looking at yesterday. It's these, it's an HD clamp tool that gives you the correct spacing when you're building the HD clamps. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, not a problem. So obviously, majority of people would know about our HD clamps that we have from Vibrant Performance. The most important factor that we have with it is that there's an area of mobility between the charge pipes that gives you a true floating platform when it comes to high pressure turbo setups and everything. But the most important thing that we try to look at is making sure that we're using the alignment tool when we're fabricating the HD clamps. There is a special, not special, but there's a gap that needs to be there of 1/8 of an inch. Yep. And this allows that to happen. And so when you have it on both sides, when you're fabricating the parts together, you end up getting that true float, like I said, right, that we're all looking for. So you get that true I think it's 5 to 7 degrees of movement that you would get in between the parts. And you will 99.9% of the time will not have any sort of leaks coming out of it because everything's perfectly aligned throughout what it is. Sure. It is very difficult to hit it to that exact amount. So this is the best part to have. And it's inexpensive compared to the headaches that you will have in the future if you don't use it. And that's why we're trying to push it a little bit more for everybody.
And the thing that I like about this is it's still like a normal, like one of their normal clamps where it still has a quick release on it. It's like a lot of the cheaper stuff doesn't have that. So this is the kind of quality that you get when you use these guys. But yeah, it's nice. It's all adjustable and stuff like that. So it makes it super. This would have saved me like hours.
I imagine it would.
Hours.
Yeah.
So
always make sure to purchase two because you're gonna want them on either side.
For sure.
And we do have them available for all the sizes of HDs that we make as well.
Cool, awesome. Yeah. Thanks for chatting.
Yeah, no problem, Andy. Thank you.
Cool. So this is pretty cool to see. Our CRX has the Kinsler ITBs on it, and they are here, which is pretty neat. Got a bunch of stuff they're showing off here. Here is Kylie's car. This is, you look at it like this and think you're ready for a boomer car meet, but really it is a full-blown drift car. As you can see here, 69 Plymouth Roadrunner. He does like a lot of like drift Appalachia stuff, as you can see by the banner. Car is on nitrous. Pretty rowdy rig. Got the handbrake that you need, tilt and pedal setup, all that. But for it being a drift car, it's like literally perfect condition. It's so nice. Kind of not what I was expecting to see. As you guys, if you watch the channel, you know I always show Atasha cars because I think they're very neat. It's not for me, but I think they're cool. This has got some Demon Slayer thing on there, and it's an actual like road race car. It's got a decent amount of mods done to it. I was looking at it yesterday. It makes like 400 horsepower. It's pretty cool. Here's a car that's been pretty popular this weekend. It's a Elephant swapped Supra, Mark IV Supra. It's pretty cool. I think it's Elephant. I'm pretty sure it's Elephant and not just a normal Hellcat.
Okay, so we're going that way.
I think barely fits in there. So this is at the main entrance of the building. They have this whole Top Fuel car hanging from the ceiling. It's pretty rowdy. This is a showcase area of PRI, and right out in the middle of the display is a new Pro Charger. It's like ginormous. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so in each one of these little booths, they have everybody's like newest stuff that they want to show off basically. So everything's different in here. Here's this exhaust housing that we saw earlier that I think this won like best thing here or something like that they posted. This is actually just, I'm a nerd over that. The thing's so sick. Here's another absolutely massive Pro Charger type thing. Hertz charger. Look at that. Crank driven. Just an absolute hog. Probably like 5-inch intercooler piping for this, something like this. That's it. That's a wrap. PRI 2025. See y'all later.